There are more people in favor of the US dollar in Iran than in the United States. We are living at a time of ironies. You know, I was brought up in a Catholic society, but once I was young, we already were brought up in the understanding that the banks were enemies. When I found out that the Muslims were busy trying to Islamize, saying God has sent the banks to us, I was surprised. We've lost it all so badly that we don't know what is left or right or forward or backwards. If the kafir goes through a little hole, you are busy trying to follow. So don't worry. So you don't have to be worried whether we are going to trade with the United States. In the e-dinar payment system, we have 5 million people trading over the internet. 85% are non-Muslims. The great majority comes from the United States because they do not believe in the US dollar. In a recent conference in London, we had some of the people coming forward and we were discussing how the implementation of digital gold currencies is going forward. And one man came and he said, 80% of all my transactions are done in gold. 80%. I said, how? How do you manage? He said, well, if my coffee supplier doesn't accept the gold dinar, I go to another one. That's determination. This man is expanding. This man is not a Muslim. So the Kafirs are waiting for Islam. This is da'wah. The Americans want to be liberated. So what is the answer? How do we interact with the West? Stop burning American flags. It's insane. It's crazy. I mean, what? Burn dollars. Burn dollars, then I respect you. Get all the dollars in Malaysia, we burn, a big fire, burn it. That day, we won. American flags? No, American flags is easy. Look, in Pakistan, you know, with all this Osama bin Laden thing, America, blah, America, 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 America. In the afternoon, demonstration, burning American flags, non-stop. In the evening, every single day, as a ritual, in the market of Karachi, every single trader changed the rupees for US dollars. And the dollar has a big eye, a Freemasonic eye, Novus Ordine Secularum. It couldn't be clearer than that. That is religion. That is religion. That is deen. Not our deen, that's another deen. But that's worshipping something else. Fear for a piece of paper. Brainwashing at a monumental level that will allow one individual to accept pieces of paper which are completely worthless, minted in billions and trillions of quantity. What Obama has minted in the last few months can buy Indonesian national gross product 30 or 40 times. Did you get the picture? Can you possibly call this thing rational? Do you think Bank Negara is going to tell you we are going to stop this system? Bank Negara is under the instructions of IMF, for God's sake. But your ulama are busy putting all the women in this. Puritanism. How is sexual morality? When the politics of Islam go down the drain, then everybody focus on woman. You, woman, you get all the rules. For you, there is no license. Every single little thing you have to do right. Men, on the contrary, they have to do nothing. Because why? To make your wife do the Sharia 100% is easy. You know, so you can put all the braveness. You make sure the ear love of your wife is not out. And if you do, you go insane. You know, and then this whole business of, how do you call it here, the halwa. If you get two people in proximity and knocking on in the hotels at 2 o'clock in the morning, these are signs of paranoia and mental imbalance. For me, somebody who wants to go in a hotel at 2 o'clock in the morning, I am considering his psychological sanity. Who wants to see that? On the other hand, riba galore. All the banks in Malaysia, but remember the hadith. The hadith says, riba is 40 times worse than adultery. It's actually it's not adultery. It's sexual intercourse with your family, with your mother. 40 times worse. What can be worse than that? So forget about the scarf. To have a bank open in your country is worse than that. But you see, we have made the little things huge, and the huge things totally irrelevant, completely liberal. So the woman, the black woman, when you go into the streets here, and you see this chador, the black chador, no? Completely covered, gloves and everything. And then this typical picture of Kuala Lumpur summer. And then you say the husband typically, because they are here newlywed, come in with shorts, t-shirt, the Coca-Cola is great, or Jimi Hendrix is wonderful, a baseball cap, and you see these two girls happily through the streets of Kuala Lumpur with an Islamic credit card going to the Islamic bank. The whole thing has gone upside down, okay? So how do you interact with the West? I tell you how to interact with the West. They want oil? We say, yes, come and buy my oil. Pay in gold. Mahathir said it clearly, and he is right in that. You know how long will it last the US dollar? If we demand gold for our needy oil, the US dollar will last 24 hours. So all the power vanished. It will disappear faster than the Soviet Union disappeared, without a bullet. And the United States will enter into civil war, which is pending. Because the disequilibrium that there is in the United States, the poverty that you find in the United States, you cannot find anywhere else. There is poverty there. And there are people more aware of these matters than there is in Iran or Malaysia. And that's what worries me. The authorities, the first thing they want to do when they put Sharia is to put the woman in the staff. They can't wait. The last thing they will ever do is to start to get rid of riba. This is the world that it was created. You see, this is not an alien phenomenon. I wrote a book called The Esoteric Deviation. It's 1,000 pages. Because I wanted to find out about this element. It's what is called religious reform. It happened in Christianity before. Protestants? You have the Catholic Church, the Protestants. What makes Protestantism unique is that they made riba halal. Number one. And second, they made the whole morality completely centered on sexual behavior. On the beginning. Now these modern Protestants don't care about anything. It's all wow, rock and roll, emotional nonsense. But, when they cared, it's all centered around that. So one example, for example, of this early Protestant movement, you find it in the Quakers. The Quakers, the women were covered to here, with a bonnet, cover, everything else totally like this. But they created Barclays Bank, Guernsey Bank, and Lloyds Bank. Quakers, these Puritan wonderful guys, they created Barclays Bank. And these Puritan wonderful Ikhwan al-Muslimin, they have created Bank Islam for you. And all these banks. It comes together. You see, this breaking down of the morality into personal morality, particularly almost obsessively centered around sexual behavior, and Islamic banking, the Islamization of capitalism, go together. It's a double phenomenon. In order to procure a complete, total obliteration of these political subjects, you have to make these sexual elements so guilty on the individual. They have to make you so guilty that you don't have time to think about the economy. All you have to be worried about is that you are not pure enough. Your things are not clean enough, you are not good enough, Tarbiyah, 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 tarbiyah. You heard that from Ikhwan al-Muslimin. You never get clean ever. Either when do we act? You ask them, oh, when you are clean. And when do we get clean? Well, after more tarbiyah. But who does get clean at some point? Well, we will only know after the tarbiyah. It's purification forever. So you never act. So then capitalism survives. That's why these ideologies, you have to be very careful with them. You see. And what you see in Malaysia is precisely that.